chief guest, CS Ambassador Ukur Yatani, CS Professor Margaret Kobia, fellow CASs, PSs, distinguished guests, UNFPA Dr. Ademola Oladeji, UN Resident Coordinator, Mr. Siddharth. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. CAS Ministry of Health, please allow me to take down my mask. This is because I would like everyone to take a look at me. And that is because today's theme, putting the brakes on COVID-19, on how to safeguard the health and rights of women and girls now, is very important. I'd like to thank His Excellency the President for giving me a chance, a youth who is below the age of 30, to occupy the CAS seat in the history of Kenya. So this shows you how important it is for us to safeguard the young girls and the young women, because I am a young woman and I was once a young girl. And if I wasn't protected and if I wasn't nurtured, then I wouldn't be standing here right now in front of you all. So for that, I'd like to thank you all. The Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs priority is to ensure the safety of our youth during this period. The ministry's mandate entails empowerment of youth, including young women and girls. We have developed and are involved in targeted action to empower young women and girls and necessary in addressing inequalities and realize their full capacities and skills. And in order for them to attain a level of control over their own environment and livelihood, it is very important to fulfill the government's protection mandate on the youth. Some of the initiatives include the National Hygiene Initiative, rollout of the Kenya is Me Youth Dialogue, which is a dialogue that emphasizes on mental health, safe sexual reproductive health, and participation of young women and young girls in Kenya. Rollout of the Kenya Youth Development Policy, the Task Force and National Plan of Action on Adolescents' Health, and the release of mental health and well-being towards happiness and national prosperity. As we commemorate World Population Day today, we need to call attention to the vulnerabilities and the need of the women and girls during the COVID-19 crisis, and why protecting them is imperative, especially in these challenging times. The pandemic is hitting already marginalized communities, and it is distinctive impact on the women and girls in our Republic of Kenya. And it possesses risks that society is threatened to step a step back as we keep growing. This underscores an urgent need to safeguard these gains by addressing the disappropriate negative impact of COVID-19 on the health and well-being of women and girls. We must act now to maintain our commitment to the rights and lives of women and girls, and act fast to avoid the increase of gender-based violence during this crisis. Therefore, now more than ever, we must ensure that their fundamental rights and access to justice are respected and guaranteed. We need to take necessary measures to protect the rights of women and girls who are often affected in this crisis situation. We have an obligation, each and every one of us, to guarantee the right to live free from discrimination, from violence, and call on all government and other partners to ensure access to essential sexual and reproductive health services, commodities, and information during this pandemic. As a global community comes together in solidarity to survive this pandemic, we need to lay the foundation for a more resilient, gender-equal society and a healthier and more prosperous future for all in this country. As a youth and a youth leader and a representative of so many young women and girls in Kenya, collectively and coordinated, we have to mitigate and recover interventions which will succeed in helping the young people, especially the young women and children's voices, including those and their fundamental rights to be respected. If we are to make progress beyond the pandemic in this decade of action towards the 2030 SDGs finish line, we must put women and girls at the very center and develop a strategic policy. Recognize that women and girls are ultimately at the heart of our nation and continent's remarkable transformation journey of growth and change. As our ministry, in collaboration with partners, plan to mark the International Youth Day on the 12th of August next month, we are reminded by this year's theme of Youth Engagement for Global Action, to ensure that youth are not left out or behind or disengaged in the development plans of this Republic of Kenya. This year's theme seeks to highlight the ways in which the engagement of young people at the local and national and global levels. This is according to the Department of Economic and Social Affairs Youth of the United Nations. As I conclude, allow me to take the earliest opportunity to invite you all, our partners, government bodies, and everyone else to celebrate with us this day, which will kick off from the 6th of August with a week-long of activities which will focus on all issues impacting on their socio-economic empowerment, including mental health and mentorship, which is a personal interest of mine. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all. Sorry, I'd like to send CS Joe Musheru his warm regards to you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is proof that President